staying the distance.
The Group 3 Irish St Leger Trial. 3-year-old Grosvenor Square started at tomato sauce odds with Willie Mullins' Absurd, the next popular pick.
And that off. 5 over a mile 6 in the second Group 3, the Comer Group International Irish St Leger Trial Stakes, and it is the favourite Grosvenor Square who takes them along early on, followed by A Piece of Heaven and then Z-Band. Absurd last but one, and the back marker is Courageous Strike. Striding on by 2.5 lengths is Grosvenor Square, albeit ridden with more restraint here today, followed by A Piece of Heaven, joined for second by Z-Band, and then Absurd. Fifth of the 5 is Courageous Strike. Is Grosvenor Square now by an increasing 4 lengths under Ryan Moore from A Piece of Heaven. Declan McDonough just showing second from Z-Band, Shamie Heffernan. Fourth is Absurd, and the back marker continues to be Courageous Strike. As they race now towards the final 10 furlongs, and now by over 6 lengths, Grosvenor Square from A Piece of Heaven, Z-Band, a little between them for second and third, and then Absurd and Courageous Strike. Further spaced out, less than 9 furlongs to go, and it's Grosvenor Square now by 8 to 10 lengths from A Piece of Heaven, then Z-Band, Absurd, and a break of 3 lengths to the back marker, who is Courageous Strike. And the single change in the order as they head for the 7 furlong point, marking the halfway stage in the 5-runner Comer Group International Irish St Leger Trial. And it's Grosvenor Square, led everywhere bar the line here last time in the Curragh Cup, is maintaining a clear advantage over A Piece of Heaven, Z-Band, Absurd. Very effective in both codes, Absurd, and the back marker, Courageous Strike. Up to the top they go, Grosvenor Square, with a commanding advantage over A Piece of Heaven, nudged along Z-Band and Absurd, and lastly, Courageous Strike. Coming down from the top of the course, with half a mile to go from here, Grosvenor Square, Ryan Moore, a long way clear from A Piece of Heaven, Declan McDonough, losing third, Z-Band to Absurd, and then Courageous Strike. As they turn into the straight with 3 furlongs to go, Grosvenor Square, a long, long way clear from Absurd, who picks up the chase, and then A Piece of Heaven, Courageous Strike, leaving behind and eased Z-Band, but passing the 2. Grosvenor Square is not stopping in front. Absurd is just doing best of the rest. Courageous Strike runs on the outside, and on the rail is A Piece of Heaven. Could scrap for the minor money, but it is Grosvenor Square in splendid isolation, well inside the final furlong. It is Grosvenor Square counterbalancing the Curragh Cup in the St Leger Trial, has romped away with it, making all 3 on the day for Ryan Moore and Aidan O'Brien. A cakewalk for Grosvenor Square. Courageous Strike, big run second. A Piece of Heaven, Absurd.
Did he just sprout wings? What a win! A month ago it was Ryan Moore and Tower of London denying Grosvenor Square in the shadows of the post. Not this time. With arguably the world's best pilot steering him, there was no catching Grosvenor Square. And that was so big a win that he's now out of the Melbourne Cup picture and likely to be targeting one of the UK's major classics, the St Leger at Doncaster. He's also nommed for the Irish St Leger for open age competitors like today's race. And those 2 Leger races are on September the 14th and 15th. And he's also nominated for the Long Distance Cup on October the 19th. Worrying signs for Absurd, who was 7th in last year's Melbourne Cup. He was well beaten in 4th, finishing 10 lengths behind the second horse. Check the odds, pick a winner.
Will commence again if you try to take our fire.